Financial intelligence for everyday living. Financial intelligence is the ability to make wise decisions about money in daily life. While many people chase wealth, they often neglect the discipline required to manage the resources they already have. Financial intelligence bridges this gap by helping individuals create sustainable systems for handling income, expenses, and investments. Without it, money easily flows out faster than it comes in. Everyday financial decisions, like choosing between impulse spending and savings, determine whether a person thrives or struggles financially. This study focuses on practical tools for ordinary living: budgeting, saving, managing debt, and embracing delayed gratification. With real-life examples and case studies, we'll see how small daily choices shape lasting financial success. One of the greatest misconceptions about money is that wealth automatically brings financial freedom. However, history is filled with stories of athletes, celebrities, and entrepreneurs who earned millions yet lost everything due to poor money management. True financial success depends less on how much you make and more on how well you handle what you have. Financial intelligence equips you to make purposeful decisions, avoid traps, and maximize opportunities. For the average household, this translates into budgeting wisely, saving consistently, managing debt responsibly, and delaying gratification for future rewards. These principles, though simple, are often ignored, yet they separate those who live paycheck to paycheck from those who achieve financial stability. Budgeting is at the heart of financial intelligence. It helps people direct money toward the right priorities and ensures that lifestyle doesn't exceed income. Without a budget, spending becomes emotional and impulsive, leading to waste and regret. Saving builds a financial cushion that provides stability during emergencies and creates room for investment. Debt management ensures that borrowing remains strategic rather than destructive. Finally, delayed gratification is the art of sacrificing immediate pleasures for future gain. Everyday living provides countless scenarios where financial intelligence can either strengthen or weaken a person's financial standing. From grocery shopping to loan repayments, school fees to vacation planning, money decisions are constant. The disciplined person learns to prioritize needs over wants, resist the lure of consumerism, and focus on sustainable growth. In contrast, those who lack financial intelligence fall into cycles of overspending, accumulating debt, and financial stress. You will understand how to design and stick to a budget, how to develop a savings culture that goes beyond leftover income, how to manage debt effectively without being enslaved to creditors, and how to embrace delayed gratification as a key to building wealth. Financial intelligence is not a one-time decision but a lifelong practice. The good news is that anyone, regardless of income level, can develop it and experience freedom. The power of wealth lies not just in earning but in handling money with wisdom. Financial wisdom for daily living involves the following. Number 1. Budgeting. A budget is simply a financial roadmap showing where your money comes from and where it should go. People often resist budgeting, thinking it restricts freedom. In truth, budgeting is a tool of liberation. It provides clarity, helping you align expenses with priorities. For instance, a young graduate earning 200,000 naira monthly might feel it's too little to budget. But by assigning 50% to essential living costs, 20% to savings, 10% to debt repayment, and 20% to investments or growth, he creates a structured plan. Without this, he risks impulse spending on gadgets or outings, leaving nothing for emergencies or wealth-building opportunities. Budgeting ensures intentional financial direction. Practical example: Ngozi, a school teacher, lived paycheck to paycheck for years. She constantly borrowed small amounts from colleagues before salary day. After attending a personal finance seminar, she adopted zero-based budgeting. Every naira was assigned a purpose before being spent. Within 6 months, she noticed she had money left at the end of each month, something she never experienced before. The discipline of budgeting transformed her finances, reducing debt and building a savings culture. Ngozi's story highlights how budgeting, far from being restrictive, empowers individuals to control their money instead of letting money control them. A simple monthly budget changed her financial trajectory dramatically. Another critical aspect of financial intelligence is learning to distinguish between needs and wants. Many budgets collapse because individuals classify wants as needs. A need is essential for survival and functionality: food, shelter, transportation, healthcare. Wants, on the other hand, are lifestyle choices that can often wait: designer clothes, luxury holidays, or the latest phone. Failure to differentiate between the two leads to overspending and budget failure. For instance, a family struggling with school fees but still financing luxury dining every weekend is prioritizing wants over needs. Financial intelligence requires brutal honesty. By consistently categorizing expenses correctly, individuals can maintain a realistic budget that truly serves their goals. Number 2. Save. Saving is the second pillar of financial intelligence. Without a deliberate savings culture, wealth remains unattainable. Savings act as both a safety net and a launching pad. They provide security during emergencies, medical bills, job loss, or unexpected expenses, and create opportunities for investment. For example, Io, a mechanic, earned modest income but practiced saving 10% monthly. When a piece of land in his village became available at a fair price, he was able to make the purchase because he had built savings over time. Years later, that land appreciated significantly, providing capital for a new workshop. His story proves that consistent saving, no matter how small, can transform future opportunities. One common excuse people give for not saving is, "I don't earn enough." Yet financial intelligence teaches that savings should come before spending, not after. This is known as paying yourself first. Consider Chine, a young banker. Initially, he spent freely and saved whatever was left, which was often nothing. After financial coaching, he switched to saving 15% of his salary immediately upon payment. Over time, he accumulated enough to invest in mutual funds. This habit transformed his mindset from consumer to investor. The principle is clear: if you wait to save what's left after spending, you will save nothing. Prioritize savings first and let expenses adjust accordingly. Emergency funds are a crucial aspect of saving. Life is full of uncertainties, unexpected hospital bills, job layoffs, or urgent repairs. Without an emergency fund, people often fall into debt at the slightest challenge. Experts recommend building 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a separate, easily accessible account. Take the case of Funmi, who lost her job during a company downsizing. Because she had diligently built a 6-month emergency fund, she was able to survive comfortably while searching for new work without borrowing or panicking. Contrast this with her colleague who had no savings and immediately fell into heavy debt. Financial intelligence equips you to prepare ahead for such storms. Savings also serve as the seed for investments. While an emergency fund protects you, investment capital grows you. Without savings, opportunities pass by because you lack the means to take advantage of them. Consider Tund, a tailor who wanted to buy a sewing machine upgrade. His savings allowed him to purchase it outright, increasing productivity and income. His friend, lacking savings, had to borrow, paying interest that reduced his eventual profits. Savings give you options and bargaining power. They allow you to say yes when opportunities arise. For everyday living, consistent saving is the bridge between survival and progress. It's not how much you save, but how consistently you save. Technology today makes saving easier through mobile apps, automated transfers, and micro-savings platforms. People can set automatic deductions from their salary into savings accounts before they even touch the money. For example, a young worker may automate 5,000 naira weekly into a savings wallet. Over time, this builds substantial reserves almost effortlessly. The discipline lies not only in starting, but also in resisting the urge to withdraw unnecessarily. Many fall into the trap of dipping into their savings for non-emergencies like fashion items or weekend trips. Financial intelligence requires drawing a clear boundary between savings for growth and money for consumption. Technology is a useful ally, but discipline remains the master key. Number 3. Debt management. Debt itself is not inherently evil. In fact, when managed wisely, it can serve as a tool for growth. For example, a business loan invested in productive assets can multiply income. However, reckless borrowing, especially for consumption, enslaves people. Financial intelligence teaches that you should never borrow for depreciating assets or mere lifestyle upgrades. Buying a new phone or financing a vacation with borrowed money only creates long-term financial stress. Many people live under the burden of loans because they confused wants with needs. Intelligent debt management requires asking, will this debt generate income or value greater than its cost? If not, it should be avoided. Practical story. Ibrahim, a small retailer, borrowed 500,000 naira to restock his shop before festive season sales. He calculated the projected profits and ensured repayment terms were manageable. After selling out, he repaid the loan and kept profit margins for expansion. Contrast this with his cousin, who borrowed nearly the same amount to buy a luxury car he could not sustain. Within months, loan collectors harassed him while the car depreciated. Ibrahim's story shows that productive debt multiplies wealth, while consumption debt creates bondage. Financial intelligence is not about avoiding debt completely, but about knowing when, how, and why to borrow. Smart borrowing supports progress, but foolish debt ensures financial slavery. Debt management also includes understanding interest. Many borrowers sign contracts without calculating the true cost of repayment. A loan with only 5% monthly interest may seem affordable, but in 1 year that's 60%, more than half the borrowed sum. Lack of financial literacy traps people in debt spirals. Credit card users abroad often suffer similar fates, as they pay minimum balances without realizing interest compounds rapidly. Financial intelligence demands studying the terms carefully before accepting any loan. Always calculate the total repayment, not just the monthly installment. If you can't repay comfortably from predictable income, avoid the loan altogether. Awareness of interest saves people from years of financial regret. Another principle is limiting debt exposure. Just because you qualify for a loan doesn't mean you should take it. Banks and lenders profit from encouraging you to borrow more. A financially intelligent person sets personal debt limits, ensuring repayments never exceed a safe percentage of monthly income, typically no more than 30%. For example, Amaka, a civil servant, avoided financial collapse by refusing extra loans beyond her means. Her colleague, who accepted every credit offer, eventually had nearly 70% of his salary deducted monthly for repayments, leaving little for survival. Limiting debt is an act of self-control. The fewer debts you have, the greater your freedom to focus on true financial growth. Repayment discipline is another essential part of debt management. Many people borrow with enthusiasm but repay reluctantly. Defaulting damages creditworthiness, attracts penalties, and builds stress. A wise borrower treats repayment as a priority expense, not an afterthought. Consider Victor, who borrowed for business but set strict schedules to repay consistently, even sacrificing luxuries. Within 2 years, he cleared his debts and gained a strong reputation among lenders. When bigger opportunities came, he easily accessed credit. In contrast, habitual defaulters become marked as untrustworthy, losing future opportunities. Debt should be temporary, not permanent. Financial intelligence insists if you borrow, repay on time and with honor, it preserves credibility and peace of mind. Number 4. Delayed gratification. The art of delayed gratification, the fourth pillar of financial intelligence. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist smaller, immediate pleasures in order to enjoy larger, lasting rewards later. It is the discipline of saying not yet today in order to say yes tomorrow. This principle applies to every financial decision, from avoiding impulse shopping to resisting luxury until investments are secured. For example, a young professional may want the latest smartphone immediately. But choosing to invest that money in a side business or stock portfolio could produce profits that buy not just one phone but many later. Delayed gratification builds patience, foresight, and wealth simultaneously. A famous study called the marshmallow experiment demonstrated the power of delayed gratification. Children were offered one marshmallow immediately or two if they waited. Years later, researchers found that those who delayed gratification had better life outcomes, including financial stability. The same principle applies to adults and money. For instance, a couple may desire a lavish wedding funded by debt. But by exercising delayed gratification, choosing a modest event and investing the savings, they can later afford a beautiful home debt-free. Financial intelligence thrives on this principle. Every impulse resisted today strengthens future capacity. Wealth is rarely built by instant pleasure but by consistent sacrifice and future-mindedness. Consider Mary, a nurse who desired a car. Instead of rushing into a car loan, she delayed gratification and saved diligently for 2 years. During that time, she used public transport and endured inconvenience. Finally, she purchased the car outright with her savings, no debt, no pressure. The car gave her joy, not financial burden. Her friends who rushed into car loans, however, struggled with monthly repayments, insurance, and stress. Mary's story teaches that the reward of waiting is often sweeter than the thrill of rushing. Financial intelligence helps people see the long view, where patience preserves freedom and impulsiveness creates chains. Wealth is less about speed and more about endurance. Delayed gratification also protects against consumer culture, which constantly pressures people to buy now, pay later. Advertisements and peer influence encourage instant spending. Without self-control, individuals buy items they neither need nor can afford. For example, social media has increased lifestyle comparison, pushing people into unnecessary competition. Financial intelligence teaches that status symbols fade, but assets grow. Owning land, shares, or a business will matter more in the future than flaunting the latest fashion today. Those who practice delayed gratification resist peer pressure and focus on lasting wealth. Instead of chasing appearances, they invest in substance. In everyday life, resisting one impulse purchase can build a habit that secures financial independence. Another benefit of delayed gratification is reduced stress. Impulsive spending often leads to regret and debt. Waiting allows careful evaluation. Do I really need this? Can I afford it? Will it add value long-term? Many discover that what felt urgent yesterday feels unnecessary today. For instance, Johnson wanted to buy a television on impulse, but after waiting a month, he realized he could redirect that money into his child's education fund. The television urge faded, but the educational investment produced long-lasting joy. Delayed gratification gives clarity, ensuring money is spent with purpose, not emotion. It converts impulsive decisions into intentional strategies, preserving peace and stability. Financial intelligence unites all four pillars: budgeting, saving, debt management, and delayed gratification into a lifestyle. Each supports the other. Budgeting ensures you allocate funds, saving ensures you preserve wealth, debt management ensures you avoid bondage, delayed gratification ensures you remain disciplined enough to sustain growth. Without one, the others weaken. For example, a budget without delayed gratification collapses into impulse spending. Savings without debt management vanish under loan repayments. True financial wisdom balances all pillars in harmony. Everyday living constantly tests these principles, from the grocery aisle to investment opportunities, but with discipline, anyone can practice them successfully. Financial intelligence is not for the elite, it is for everyone.